Hey, beautiful beings. Welcome in. My name is Lindsay Banks, shaman, author, and founder of Temple Woman, also a channeler, and I'm going to be sharing a piece of art and a bit of channeled writing later on in this video, so do stay tuned. I wanted to come in and share a little bit about these April energies. So I'm not an astrologer, I don't know about the planets and the stars, etc., but I do have an awareness of the energies that are currently going on. So here in the UK, at the minute, we have the rising fuel prices, which has very much been the centre of attention. So people's electric and gas bills have been going up, and this is causing a lot of fear and instilling a lot of fear within the collective. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and I said, I feel as if that on a collective global scale, we are going through a dark night of the soul where we are all having to dig really deep and find our sovereignty, our true power, our freedom, etc. So even though, externally we are being told this is going to happen and this is going to happen, it's like, what can we do within ourselves to actually create our own realities? And it feels very much at the minute we're in this real transitional space where we know that the old systems, the old ways of working aren't actually working anymore. And we're also, many are aware of wanting to create a new way of living, a new way of being, a new way of working, myself included. So if you haven't already seen my Temple Woman Vision YouTube video, you can go and see that, where basically I want to live in an off-grid community. I want to create an off-grid community which is self-sustainable and really empowers others to reconnect to their inner knowing. But at this point in time, we're in this like in-between space which can really feel uncomfortable. So if you've heard of a dark night of the soul, that is what we are currently going through as a collective. If you haven't, basically it's where we become aware that there is more to life than what we have been taught, what we have been led to believe. And this can cause, like I said, a lot of uncomfortable feelings where we are being asked to question our beliefs, question our values, and starting to become more aware that we're this tiny speck in this massive universe, but actually that we have really great powers within us, and they're within all of us, in order to co-create and collaborate and work together to create these new systems. So like I said, at the minute we're in this collectively this in-between space where the new is still in the process of being created and we're not there yet, but we're also trying to leave and escape, if you like, the old system, or the matrix as some people call it. So if at the minute you're feeling fear, if you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling uncomfortable, hopefully this will help, because you are not going through this alone, even though you may feel like it. So just be aware, like I said, that there is all that going on, and the energies in this month for me do feel lighter. Every Sunday I do my oracle cards, you can sort of see in the background on that shelf, and one of the cards that came through was White Buffalo. Now, in all the years I've had these cards, this is the first time this card appeared. So when I looked at, I looked up what White Buffalo Woman was. There's a legend which is over 2,000 years old, which speaks of the White Buffalo Woman coming through at a time when the Lakota tribe were facing drought, facing famine, and she appeared to them and taught them 7 sacred rites, which basically helped them to overcome that. So my feeling is that, again, this is where we're currently at. We're looking for hope, we're looking for inspiration, where it's just, I can't say it enough, it's this transitional period, and it does feel, like I said, uncomfortable. So how do we work through that? How do we overcome our fears? So the first thing I would suggest is switching off your mainstream news. If you're still watching, the news every night, just switch it off, because that in itself will make a massive difference. When when you have what's going on in your awareness, but you're not allowing it to personally affect you, that's huge. The second one is about recognizing the power that we have as individuals. So as one person, for example, if you're trying to stand up to a company and saying, right, this isn't on, I'm not having it, yeah, it's a tiny drop in the ocean. If 10 people do it, it has a bigger effect. If thousands of people turn around and say, look, we're not doing this anymore, yeah, I just keep going, we're not having it, it makes a massive difference. So even, if you're struggling with money at the minute, if you're struggling with the new price rises, we can contact the energy companies and say, I can't afford that, this is what I can afford. So you get to choose how much you can afford to pay, and have that conversation with them, be honest and be open. And I know for many, pride gets in the way, and it's like, oh well, we'll just pay it. And that's the really comfortable thing to do, is to go along with what you have been doing for however many years. But what feels uncomfortable is then either opening up and having an honest conversation and saying, look, I can't afford that, this is what I can afford. You can go to the extreme level where you're just like, no, I'm not paying it anymore, I am not buying into the system. But that can take a lot of courage as well, because you're then sort of actively choosing to not buy into that system. And I was thinking about this earlier this morning, and it's about, where do we choose to invest our energy? And if money is energy, where are we investing that? So earlier this year I cancelled my Amazon Prime membership. My books are still available on Amazon whilst I'm looking for other platforms to sell them on. So just think about, where you're investing your energy. And this fear mongering, which is being creative, when we're coming from a place of fear, our vibration lessens. When we're coming from a place of love, our vibration heightens. So, when we're so used to being able to turn on the electric, turn on the gas, so, being grateful for what we have and being thankful lifts our vibration. Yeah. So by the energy companies raising their prices, like I said, it can instill fear in a lot of people. But if we can flip that as a collective and go, you know what, actually, I'm grateful for the fact that I can turn on my gas and gas is there. I'm grateful for the fact that I have electric. That changes the vibration. And even though it feels like a tiny thing to do, yeah, it has a massive ripple effect, not only on yourself and your own vibration, but on those around you as well. So I just wanted to share that. I feel like it's a little bit of wisdom. I hope it's a bit of wisdom for you, just in terms of where we currently are as a collective. And there is movement forward, and even for myself, I'm like, I want it to happen faster, but everything happens when it's meant to happen. So have patience and trust as well. I talk about this quite a lot, trusting that we are going in the right direction as a collective, that everything is happening exactly how it's meant to, and we will reach that destination. So this is the drawing that I wanted to share with you. If you can see this. Okay. So when I started it, I was explaining to my children, I was like, I said, my feeling is this is sort of like, what someone's aura looks like. So often if I see a person's aura, I might see like a touch of green around the head. I might see a touch of purple around the heart. But imagine if this is actually all of our auras, and it's actually filled with like every single colour. It's filled with purples and blues and greens and oranges and yellows and reds. And I just thought, can you imagine if instead of just seeing someone like this, imagine if you saw every single being as a colourful, vibrant person of light? Like, how amazing would that be? But when I was writing down, I always tend to write a few words with my drawings. I just wrote the mother, the portal, the vessel. And these are the words that I was given. The magic is weaving through every one of the beautiful souls on this earth. Honour this knowing, feel the embrace, for I am with you always, within, around. Trust yourself. Where does your heart lead? Where is the dance of joy, of love? So, really doing things that really lift your vibration, like I said, like dancing, like singing, like laughing, you know, I was laughing the other day at You've Been Framed. Like, I love slapstick stuff. I love, you know, Just for Laughs, if you've ever seen that. I just think it's hilarious, and I just end up crying with laughter. And for me, that laughter lifts my vibrations so much. So doing things, you know, to counteract any fear that you're feeling, any worry, anything like that, can have a massive, massive effect. Like I said, not only on you, but also like on your family, on the world. Even if you don't feel it, and even if you don't see it, it's happening, and it's about trusting that. So I'll leave you with that for today. I have some fabulous interviews coming up with some authors, some healers, so do subscribe, click the bell for notifications if you're enjoying this video, and thank you so much for your time and your energy. Namaste.